Quit eating, folks, 30 seconds to showtime. Grab your seat, leave your drinks to the bar. Hold your breath, put your hands together. We present Stanford Bay's finest star, who has danced with the Mary New Guinea, who has dined with the Queen of Vermont. We trace the voyages of Sinbad, corresponded with the men who can't love us to be. C'est pas la même chose que la vache qui rit. La vache est fort, mon ami.
And hello, welcome to the G Spot. My name is Geoff with the G, hence the name, the G Spot. How's everybody doing? I've got a special guest today. I've got the wonderful and amazing Sally Cinch right there to the right of me. So, how are you doing, Sally? How are you doing today?
I am wonderful today. Just today.
Just today. Okay, that's good. As long as it's just today.
Just today. Tomorrow, I don't know.
That's fair.
We'll see how today goes.
Fair statement. So we've known each other for a few years. In fact, we met at the Hootenanny 2 years. Technically, it's 2 years ago, but it was 3 hoots ago. In fact, I tell the story. It's like the first year I went, I was not a performer. I was just going to sake of going. I went through a personal tragedy. It was like my first chance to go just do something, and so I went with friends. And then the second, I got introduced pretty quickly to 2 people that have been very, very nice and very, very friendly with me, and I'm still happy to hang out with them. One was Hot Todd Lincoln, and the second person I met that was really nice was you. So I'm always every time I think of the Hoot, you're like one of the first people I think of. So I go, all right, cool, the Hoot. I go, I can see Sally again and hang out with her because we had a great time that first year, and then the second year, and then this year. It's been amazing. So. So thank you. It's your fault I'm involved in the business is because you were so nice to me. So. Oh,
thank you. I feel like, this past Hoot till now has brought us all closer together, and I get to see you every week on the internet.
That is true. Because for those that are with it, we the Hoot a lot of the Hoot members will get together every week and do a drink chat sort of thing, and just talk about random stuff and just making sure we're all okay. And just for the record, I don't know if you noticed, I've already put the next week's group thing up, so I'm getting ahead of that. I'm taking that charge to make sure we everybody knows to go every week. So it's really a lot of fun. So what have you been up to since basically the shutdown?
I bought a house and I work every day. And so work, and garden and clean. And basically that's it. Nothing's really changed except no performing.
That's the excitement. Although to be fair, this is what I do. Is I just do this, and so I don't go out and do anything like that. So for people who don't know, actually right above you, during while we're watching and stuff like that, I actually got your the hourglass last logo, which is above you, because that's what she does. Is she cinches? Sally Cinch. That's what she does. She cinches up. It's crazy and awesome and amazing. You should check it out. We're not doing it now because we're not monkeys.
Not a monkey. I mean,
you are a monkey. You work. We'll talk about that in a second as far as the monkey stuff. But she's an amazing performer about stuff like that. One of those. It's one of those nice throwbacks of the old Human Anomaly acts that Sideshows used to be really big with. That was not quite so geeky. So because it's an Atomical Wonder sort of act, which is you don't see that very often. At least if you see that stuff today, it's usually somebody doing a weird augmented bit, but you're naturally kind of get all nice and tight. What is the tightest you've been, or size wise?
We tell people that I am 12-inch. I have a 12-inch waist.
That's fine. That's 12-inch. That's what it works. I mean, they're regular watchers too. They'll be down for that. By the way, yeah, really, it's 75.
Yeah, 75 inches. Totally, yeah. That's me. You can just tell.
Yeah. So, because that's going around this way. Anybody who's watching the show, don't forget you can go in the chat and ask any questions you wish like that, or we're going to talk about some other stuff. So, how did you get started with the whole Sideshow racket?
Well, I have known Mab Just Mab for, oh my goodness, over 20 years, maybe 25, I don't even know. And I didn't know she was involved in Sideshow, but one day I got this request to be at a show on stage. They said, well, you're normal height, but we know you can squish yourself really tiny and, you're very flexible. So can you come and get in a sword basket and get some stranger to shove a bunch of swords through it while you're in it? And I said, sure. So my first Sideshow, like in DC, that I ever saw was actually in a box. I was getting a stranger was like, hi, I'm going to just shove these swords through it. And I think somebody had forgotten a prop, and I said, well, I can do something. And I randomly said, hey, look at my belt. And I just cinched myself with my belt, and they asked me to come back. So, yeah, it's Mab's fault.
Mab Just Mab is another Sideshow performer from out the DC area, and probably has the butteriest voice when talking on stage. That is just amazing. Her just like when the troupe you're with, which is the Cheeky Monkey Sideshow, on the crawl underneath you can see the website that you can go to kind of check that idea. She's a part of that, and she did a fire breathing fire act, and like it was just like sweet sexy butter as she was talking about fire and stuff like that. You're just going, yeah, like you're ready for that Barry White music to start playing while she's talking. So
that saxophone's going to play in the background when she does her thing. But yeah, it's her fault that I don't know why I trust her, obviously.
Apparently.
So yeah, that's where I learned about sword swallowers and bed of nails and all that. I just was part of the show. That was interesting. I didn't get grossed out. I said, okay, sure, these are my people.
That's usually how it works for a lot of us. We just go, oh yeah, this makes sense.
So 15 years later, or 16, I think it's in 2005 was when I started. So
15, yeah.
I've been with them for 15 years.
Wow, that's impressive. It's really cool. I know but you also have a background in belly dance as well, and so I thought that's pretty cool. It's not surprising. Belly dance has a weird long history with Sideshow as well. So
yeah, I've been doing that since 1998. I do all kinds of belly dance, but focusing mostly on Turkish dance. But when I do Sideshow, I kind of incorporate a little bit of it just because you have to. It's just part of it. So I've performed with a bunch of troupes and have done solo work as well.
That's very, very cool. Do you know the story? Because belly dance troupes actually have there's a word being used called ballyhoo in Sideshow, and that all comes from a belly dance group.
I've never heard that before.
All right, so I had Todd Robbins on a couple of weeks ago, and so we were kind of talking about this stuff like that, and so back at I don't know, there's some fair back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s. I don't know the exact dates. It's they had these Middle Eastern delights, and so they had these people come from the Middle East and stuff like that, and they were little dancing girls and stuff like that, because even girly shows and stuff are very popular. And so with the old Sideshows, they usually do a little small free show right before everybody goes inside. Basically, it's here's a tease of what you can see inside, and so of various sort of things where it's the fire breather, snake girl, show off her snake or whatever, etc., etc., etc. And one of the handlers for the belly dance troupe, or whatever the type of troupe it is, he goes alchum, which is get ready, all praise to Allah, that sort of stuff. And Barker just couldn't hear very well. I think it's WG something. I'll track it down as we talk about stuff. Couldn't hear right, and so he just goes, go, let's go get ready. Why don't you do that ballyhoo thing? Ballyhoo. And so that became the word we use when we're talking outside tents to get people interested in coming in, is the ballyhoo.
Huh. I didn't realize it was, yeah, that's belly dance. I should start saying that when I do belly dance shows.
Ballyhoo? Yeah, ballyhoo, ballyhoo.
Like belly what? Belly who? Belly me? Belly dance?
Yeah.
I'm silly today.
So, once again, people are another thing everybody can see, because we've had some people jump in. I've got Sally Cinch, who's right here with me. We're having a nice, lovely chat, talking about belly dance and weird sideshow stuff currently. So, I'm trying to think what would you? This is an open forum. We can talk back and forth. So if people have questions, stuff like that. It's also back and forth stuff like that with you as well. So if you have questions my way, you're more than happy to ask questions. Otherwise, we'll just stare awkwardly at the camera as we talk about really dumb stuff, like your cats or whatever. Whiskey. Just do this.
Drink.
So much excitement. Now, so you've been around for a bit in the DC area. Who would you say, like, for performers and stuff like that? Who would you say is like the biggest performer you get to work with?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I know so many people. They're just my buddies. So I know so many people. Gosh. I started out so long ago at the Sideshow gathering in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It's very, it's a happening town. I was there when so many people got their start,
That's what I had. Actually, weirdly enough, is American Carney, which is a video you can watch on Amazon Prime. A lot of it is about Todd Robbins, but they do a bit about the gathering there as well. And so it's really interesting watching that and like seeing the people I know that I didn't, because I wasn't involved at that point in time when they made the movie. And so like seeing all those people, I go, oh yeah, there's AJ, there's Chris McDaniel, there. I know these people, and you just see people in the background. You go, oh yeah, I know that guy and that guy and that guy and that lady and that.
So I think I mentioned this to you before. Spidora, a big old sideshow thing.
Yes.
At the Sideshow gathering, they had a Spidora setup, and John Bradshaw and Walt Hudson both kind of did a competition of who would do the best talk, and I was Spidora. So I guess that's a thing.
Spidora, for people who aren't aware, is a famous sideshow thing where you have a woman essentially look like a spider. That's really what it is.
Woman's head, body of a spider. It's very creepy.
It's like that. That's one of the popular ones, and it's like the headless woman's also a very popular one as well. It's a very similar sort of setup. Woman to gorilla and vice versa. It's another one that kind of what they call the transformation. I guess
that was my honor, being Spidora for these talkers.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Pretty cool.
That's amazing. These are types of bits you really don't see anymore unless you go to like the 2 or 3 traveling shows or you go to Coney Island. I think it's the only other place I think it has a bit like that that's actually active. I mean, you might see some people have some stuff here and there, but unless you're doing like World of Wonders, I think American Sideshow I think does one, and then I think Coney Island has one of their exhibits is Spidora.
I've never been to Coney Island.
I haven't either. That's on my bucket list as far as to go up there. And everybody goes, "Hey, you want to go to New York?" I go, "Yeah, I want to go to New York. I want to go see some off Broadway play because I can't afford Broadway." And then I want to just go hang out at Coney Island, and that's really all I wanted to do. And they go, "Why?" I go, "Well, Coney Island's where that's. I mean, yes, it's not gonna be like it was, but it's still like I can still feel the history that's there."
I get the same response from people like, "What? It's not a lot of stuff," and I'm like, "My friends work there." They're like, "But it's that's a big thing." I'm like, "I get to see my friends, and that's what I want to do. I want to see my buddies. It's going to be awesome."
Because that little thing they have is going to take me 3 days to like really pour through, and so I'm happy with that. And then making friends with people like Todd Robbins and stuff like that. It's like, all right, cool. Then I get to go hopefully hang out with Todd, and he'll show me all the weird stuff that he knows about because that's another good thing.
Oh, strange fact. James Taylor, the infamous James Taylor, it's not on paper, but he said it on the he said it on the internet. I'm the only one that he knows of who does my act with a belt, cinching with a belt. So nobody does that other than me.
Well, that's good. I think everybody else I see people do it with, it's usually zip ties is usually the common one.
I started out doing the belt, and then a few other people came out with zip ties. I've never done a zip tie.
I know Trashik with Tinderbox, Circus Sideshow, she does zip ties.
He does a zip tie. Sequoia does a zip tie. Darren Malfi does one. Darren Malfi was the first one I saw who did that. That was at the Sideshow Gathering.
Yeah.
So the Sideshow Gathering was basically 2 or 3 days of performers hanging out in a hotel in the middle of nowhere at a tattoo convention. So our stage was set up in the middle of the tattoo convention, and it was just buzzing all over the place. And so we were just kind of, there was nowhere to go. So there was a lot of bonding back then. That's where Old City came about. So Old City Sideshow. And I don't even know. There's so many people. I should have made a list of everybody.
No, it's perfectly fine. As you think about it, you go, oh yeah, that, and that's fine. No, it's one of those things. Like I was living a different life at the time that the gathering even existed, so I wasn't even on my radar. And it's one of those things that the Hootenanny is the closest thing we're probably ever going to have to it now, which is still good because it's having something that is because Sideshow for a long time was very regionalized. And especially now with the weird thing about the great thing about COVID is it's one of those weird kind of like we actually have the chance, these people who are very regionalized, we're having to reach out and do more stuff, and so we're actually getting known and talking to people who we wouldn't necessarily talk to much. Like if it weren't for COVID, we would see each other every year at the Hoot, and then on the off chance one of us went to anywhere near that the other person lived, we might meet up, but otherwise we wouldn't have this conversation.
Yeah, we'd be posting on the Facebook, and that's it. Just being like, "Oh, I like your picture."
That's yeah. So in a weird sort of way, that's my that's like it's that whole. I both hate the COVID, but I also I'm a hustler by nature, so I get bored really quickly. So I go, what else can I do? And then we had the opportunity to create the channel, and I go, well, I went to school for theater and film, and that also television. I know a thing or two, like from the back end of this sort of stuff. I can actually use my degree for something. What? So
it's also networking. So when this is over, I'm going to come out to see you and go out to see the West Coast. I'm going to go out there. Maybe I can actually get a gig out there.
Well, that's here, but it's like all of us Texas people, because me, I'm basically Central Texas, but I lived in Houston for a number of years, and I went to school up in the Dallas area, which is 3 hours north and 3 hours south. So it's one of those. I got to know a lot of people, like Artie Dodgers from the Dallas area, Emma Dilemma is the Dallas area, so it's. People. That's the great thing about Sideshow is now that I get to hang out and talk to people this way, and then we go. So now I know a guy, everywhere now. So it's one of those. If ever I decide to go traveling and things like that, I already know I got places to hang out with and talk with people. And we can probably if you come down, we'll figure it out. We'll get you gigged one way or another. Or you can also just come out and hang out too. That's okay too. Don't have to work.
To visit some people without having a gig, because I'm used to saying, oh, I can't go visit you unless I have a gig because I can't afford to take the time off. But if it's a gig, I'm like, oh, I have multiple reasons to go and see my friends.
Because you're getting paid, so it gives you justification.
I like getting paid to see my friends, but it's also nice to pay the bills when I get paid. Yeah, but it's also nice to see my friends.
No, yeah, but it's that monetary thing to give you that extra little edge over, because you go, yeah, I can see my friends, that'd be really cool, but it's still just as even as you just staying and go, I can see my friends, or I can just stay to work because it's about even. And you go, well, yeah, then we're actually going to give you an extra little bit of money here. And you go, all right, that edges out just slightly up, so it gives me a justification to go. Me, I'm just going I don't know dates yet, but I've already decided that once masking is relaxed at a comfortable degree where I feel comfortable with it, because that's the only reason, like part of the reason I thought about going, all right, cool, I'll travel, but I go, but masking is so heavy, so even if I went and saw people, it'd be, all right, cool, 6 feet distance. This is also where I'm staying, so it gets really weird that way. So I'm gonna wait till that gets a little bit safer on that end, because like I want to tour the East Coast, so because I've never been up the East Coast at all, so I've never been to the DC area, Baltimore, anything up that way.
You can stay at the Meeser Spa with me and my kitties.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. And then the other reason I got the dog, and I got to think about logistics with the dog too. So going, all right, cool. Because originally I thought, oh, it'd be cool to do like a road trip, and I go, yeah, but like if I take the dog, which I'm happy to do so, then it's like that extra step you have to figure out how to make that work. Because I go, there are places I can go, and there's other places I can't go because of dog. And he's just big enough where it's not cheap to stay at a hotel, if I can stay at the hotel. So
I don't know if my kitties would like the dog. Or else it'd be okay. I wish cats and dogs could just instantly get along.
Oh, before I had him, he lived in a house with cats. So
dogs are fine with cats, but
cats on the other hand, yeah. That's what usually I tell people. I go, oh, what's about the dog? I go, you don't understand. I go, he's going to be cool with anything he comes across initially. It's their reaction to him is where the problem is, and so if they can handle him, which is like. He's going to jump in and go, oh, what's this? And then jump back and jump in, like just because he's a husky, so it's all quick movements. Initially, as he's getting fascinated by things, that weirds most smaller animals out because they're most. So I just go.
Khalib and Wondercomer, she was doing a road trip and she had her pit bull with her. I guess, I think he's a little pitty.
Oh yeah, she's been on the show. She's been on the show with her with her dog. So
it's and so she came over once and. One of my kitties was in my bedroom and I had to get something and I opened up the door and her pup busted in chasing my little 8-pound kitty around. My little kitty wet herself. It was very sad, but yeah, it was cute, but we tried to have Pitbull and Siamese kitty befriend and it was interesting.
No, it's just one of those weird kind of just so that's one of the things I got to keep track of. Is like like the Captain and Maybell said I could come hang out with and stay with them for a couple of days, and I know, or like Mabel actually got to see the dog last night, so I know she's really wants me to show up there with the dog as most people do. And like Gigi Deluxe stayed at my house a few years ago, and she fell in love. Basically, she's told me that she was going to steal my dog one day, so because he's a good dog, he's just.
That's what I like about our video chats too. We all get to see each other's pets.
Yeah, you have very very pretty cats, and so they're very very nice. Had some people add in they haven't because great thing about watching this is I can see how many people are watching and stuff, and we had some ads on. So hey, whoever's coming in to watch us, hey, welcome to the G Spot. My name is Geoff with the G. I'm here talking with the amazing and wonderful Sally Cinch, who's an awesome Sideshow performer from out in the Washington, D.C. area. She actually is also part of a real, other than doing stuff independently, she's also part of a really great troupe out that way called the Cheeky Monkey Sideshow, which they're amazing. I caught them back at the last Hootenanny because they headlined the night I performed too, so we've actually been on the same stage together the same nights. I opened the show. Or actually, me and Scabs the Clown were part of the pre-show. And why they put us on Family Night, I still don't know.
You maybe.
Oh no, it's you haven't seen me like. Because usually when these scabs get together, because we're the type of people that feed off each other, so we'll just and usually we work bar shows, and so I'm like a sailor. I will cuss like crazy because it's just how it is. Because it's great punctuation. I use it for punctuation.
Your shirt just says it all. So
I know, doesn't it? But hey, you can't be offended by this.
Mm-mm.
Because you say it's offensive, then I go, what do you think? Yeah, that's offensive. Yes, racism is offensive. That's why I'm saying fuck racism. Well, yeah, but I don't like the language. You go, What? You saying racism's okay?
What other word would you use?
I know, that's the way I look at it. And then so I was thinking about what to wear today. I was going, what can I wear for today for Sally? And because we chatted, you're going, I'm going to do this. I go, yeah, but I wear this sort of stuff for all the shows. So if I dress up now, then I go, what? Then people are going to go, why is he like dressing up now? What? And I go, so I just went, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I entertain the notion of dressing like nicer for this sort of show, and then it's just too hot. So
I'm casual tonight.
There you go.
Casual. No. Put on makeup for you.
Oh, that's so nice. I did not. So I didn't I forgot to purple my beard up, but I was busy taking care of the Boobzilla show. So
I can see your purple.
it is. It's a little light. Usually I darken it up right before the show.
Can you see my green? Probably not.
There's a slight hue, but it's not so pronounced. So
I'm like a little darker than your hat green, and you just can't even tell. It's just pointless for me.
That's my.
I did a whole. What is this?
That's my custom made. I made a custom made Devil's Hour hat for myself because of my other show. So I just went, all right, cool. It's a cheap plug. Cheap plug. Let's see what we got here. Let's see.
Questions.
No, so it's one of those. It's like casual kind of conversations, and usually people are like a little bit more active in the chat. But it's okay.
I know. I'm just so boring.
You're
I don't have any tattoos. I'm like the least tattooed Sideshow person ever. I have 0.
I'm trying to think. Actually, one of the people in my troupe, which for the Trash Fire Sideshow, we have a burlesque performer who who's also a clown who does burlesque. I know it's like really confusing, but he has the clown character is Cooter Juggins, who is a tramp clown setup, and the tramp clown does burlesque. And that's the distinction. It's like not a burlesquer who is a clown. It then becomes a clown who is a burlesquer.
I like that.
She makes sure she does. There is that distinction between the two. And for Trash Fire Sideshow, it's Cooter Juggins is the member of the troupe, not Tifa Tiddlywinks, who is the performer, burlesquer. So like. And the joke is always that Tifa Tiddlywinks will never be booked for a Trash Fire show. It'll only ever be Cooter Juggins. Even though if they may do the almost exact same act in different shows, just one's billed as, but still it's one of those, it's part of the gag.
Yeah, I had a belly dance name.
Oh yeah?
And I try to use it, and people they just call me Sally, no matter what. It's just Sally Cinch, Sally Cinch. I'm like, no, I'm in a traditional Middle Eastern dance event, and they're like, Sally Cinch. I'm like, no, not here.
That's really how the Geoff with the G came to be, really, because my name is Geoff and it is with a G. But yeah, when my wife died, I started going out and just meeting people again. People go, all right, cool, what's your name? I go, my name's Geoff, and people just couldn't remember, like, it just came by. I go, hey, my name's Geoff with a G, and they go, right. And every time they went and saw me again, they go, hey, Geoff with a G, and it just kind of just stemmed from there.
And then the rest of us call you Geoff.
That's not uncommon, but it's one of those. I've been called Geoff, Goff. Goff. I was called Goff for a long time through school. I just went, and then after a while, when I graduated and went to college, I just call myself Geoff going forward, just to make it easy.
There's like multiple syllables. Yeah, people they don't just call me Sally. They're like Sally Cinch. Like it's one of those names you have to say both at the same time.
It's really quick to say it that way, Sally Cinch. So it makes sense.
It's Sally the Cinch, but Facebook won't let me have the, so the just kind of fell away.
Yeah, I think Sally the Cinch is fine, but you sound like a gangster. So Sally Cinch sounds more of gangster. Sounded like the 1930s, kind of just Sally the Cinch is coming to rub you out. That's a different sort of thing. Don't Google that. Don't Google Sally the Cinch rubs you out. That's a bad plan.
No. That is not a website that I'm part of.
No. That's I mean, I don't judge if that's the case because that's how it works, but it's...
I'm not on FetLife because I don't want people to think...
Fair. And she's not, there's no OnlyFans or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. So it's only belts. Yeah, that's all it is.
Belts and balloons and hangers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's like one of your pictures you do. So having you with like your little loading screen for a Zoom has you the hangers thing, which is really cool. I really like that a lot.
I used to only have Cinch, and then I'm like, I've got to do something other than that. And a tennis racket is too big for me. I can't even fake going through a tennis racket. I can't fake it being difficult. It's just...
Have you tried the badminton? The badminton's smaller.
I have a little one. This is one corner of my hips. Like, I'm skinny, but I have hips somehow. I don't know when that happened. And it's like there's one corner. I'm like, I'm going to get stuck. I need a safety to try this at home.
Yeah, I know the badminton or badminton I think has a smaller racket size, so that might be an option.
But with a safety that has something to like cut it off of me if I can't climb through it.
Get some like little bolt cutters.
I have acquired a straight jacket.
There you go. Straight jacket. That straight jacket would be fun. That's really
too big for me. So I'm going to try to do something comedic with the straight jacket that's too big for me.
Oh, you could do a lot with that. You can do like weird, like dumb magic tricks that way, just because you have so much extra room you can play with, like that sort of stuff. Like coming out in the straight jacket and then you're pulling out randoms. Like basically, you're almost got it off already, and you're still pulling random stuff out of it.
Yeah, because I figured it'd be too easy to just be like, I'm going to get out of the straight jacket that is like obviously too big for me.
Well, that's why you come on stage with it already on. It's stuffed with random stuff that can be part of a bigger bit.
I'll dedicate that to you.
Oh yeah, we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can. Yeah.
I have some weird ideas of somehow me like scrunching inside of it and turning around, and I don't even know.
Or you go out, or like everybody goes out the bottom. Your trick is going out the top.
I could probably do that.
You turn.
I'm that
like
person that goes, I can try to fit in that little space with these huge garbage bags at work, or like paper bags at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I totally want to crawl in one of those giant paper bags. Or I'm one of those people who goes to Pennsic, the medieval reenactment thing that's supposed to be going on right now, and we had this like mouse door cut in this fake wall, and I was walking past, and everyone's like, go through that little door, and I was like, I gotta meet with people, and they're like, just go through the little door. So I had to climb through this itty bitty thing. I'm like, oh, I can fit. And then I walked down the road, and people said, hey, we'll give you bacon and cider if you can fit in this cooler. So I'm like, guess I'll fit in the cooler. And I climbed in a cooler and got bacon and cider. So I'm unfortunately the widow who will do weird things and fit in small places for food.
That is another option of stuff to do, is doing the like the whole doing the bit with working with Cheeky Monkey, is coming out in the suitcase and getting you out of the suitcase there and that sort of stuff. All right, cool. Let's get started with the act. We're supposed to have Sally next. Where's Sally?
We have some extremely late night, overly exhausted video shoots from the Sideshow gathering, where I was in a mini fridge and I handed people water from inside the mini fridge. We were very tired.
That's still a good bit. So yeah. So that adds to the stuff like that, because I can't fold myself into a suitcase or a mini fridge. I can barely fold myself into my nice queen size bed, which doesn't have any folding at all. So.
Well, now I'm an old lady, and I should be spending some of my not real quarantine time, because my life has not really changed with my work schedule. I should spend some time trying to get flexi again. Because that'd be great, try new things. That's the one problem. I work 9 to 5 and I have to go into work. And so when everyone else I know is unfortunately not working, but they have time to work on gigs and work on new acts. But I am nothing's changed. So I get home from work and I'm like, I just need the couch. Maybe I'll take a nap.
Yeah, for me, when my job like went away for do the stuff, I was like learning some new stuff and things like that, and basically go, all right, cool, we're gonna do this channel. Geoff, can you help out? I go, yes, I can. And so all the stuff I was working on for act stuff, I went, I'm gonna start learning how to do channel, like all the tech stuff, because I didn't know how to do any of this at all until they go, all right, we're gonna do this thing. I go, all right, cool, I'll figure it out. And but now, like, I'm starting to get like the handle of it, so I got to get back into learning some of the dumb, because I know I like mentalism bits and like things like that. I can do that sort of stuff. Get back into that sort of stuff. My only problem is like a lot of the stuff I need to learn for that. I almost have to have somebody with me to do it.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work zooming it.
Well, there's some stuff I can, but it's one of those to get my pattern and stuff down. It works better by having somebody to work with, and the instant reaction for stuff, it's better for a live audience, at least initially. It's better to learn it live than figure out Zoom. Because the other way, if I try to learn how to do it Zoom-wise, then whenever things go live again, I think it's going to be a lot worse trying to go from Zoom to live versus the other way around.
And there could be so many malfunctions.
Well, because you're very fixed here, learning how to do stuff, because you have a one-way camera, so it's very easy to, like, there's some bits I can do for some stuff, because I can control, because I have one view.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to figure out, am I supposed to look at you, or do I look forward? And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, for this thing, yeah, like, for me talking to people, I generally talk to you, like, and like, so like my, like when the sight line me looks off because I'm talking to you, or I can do this and just stare at it, but then I don't really see you because I'm staring at the camera. But when you're doing bits, like I've done a couple of things for like, I did one mentalism thing where it was just me and the camera. It was a lot easier, but it was a taped thing. But that's like the one bit I know I can do, and it's like it's a variation of my mouse, my rat trap thing that I did at the Hoot. It's just like I just don't do it with the rat traps because it's one of those I go because that has to have somebody guiding me to do that sort of stuff. So
you need a little safety. There's a lot of things. I don't do anything that requires safety.
Well, that's not so much safety. It's because part of the gag for that one is somebody guiding my hand because I'm blinded. Yeah. So
or if you hurt yourself. I guess you can always. But
well, that's part of the trick. Is the fact is that I could hurt myself. That's why, and it's live.
Dash hurt himself.
Yeah, because either way it wins. I could either do it right and I don't get hurt and everybody cheers, or I can do it wrong and then I get hurt and everybody cheers. That's like it's the perfect bit. And so when I figured that out, when I figured that trick out, because nobody else does it. Because it was like it's a dumb card trick. I just came across this card trick. I went, that's a really cool card trick. I found a book, and I go, how can I make it Sideshow? And I go, well, let's do it with. I did it first with mouse traps, and then I started to do rat traps, and that's what I did. The first time I did it with rat traps was the Hoot. I never even performed it before then as the rat traps.
Oh wow!
I do a lot of my stuff first time on stage. Really, like some stuff like Sideshow bits. I almost do extrusively go, all right, I'm on stage. I say I'm gonna do it. Guess I'm gonna do it. Because if I rehearse, then I can screw up. If I do it live, I'm more likely to do it. It'll be okay. It's weird that way.
I don't rehearse. I don't know how to rehearse, even for belly dance gigs. Like I did a show. Somebody's like, pick a song. I'm like, I don't know your music. Just pick a song. And they're like, here's a clip. We're gonna do it completely different on stage. So I said, well, what's the point of listening to it? And I thought it was going to be a song that I'd heard before because they do a lot of like covers and things. And I get on stage. I never heard this song in my entire life. There were like 8 instruments on stage. I didn't know what was going on. And somehow I had to do improv for about 8 minutes or something, maybe less. I'm exaggerating because that's what we do, right?
That's how it works.
I just didn't know what was going on. And everyone's like, oh, it's so dramatic. The pauses. I'm like, yeah, I was trying to see what was happening next because I didn't know what was going on. The Sideshow, I don't practice anything. I learned to do the belt trick because I wanted to see how small I could get for a corset. And so
waist training is a thing. So.
I didn't waist train. I just didn't know how to make myself. I'm like, how do I squish myself to the smallest and then measure measure because a measuring tape wouldn't hold me tight enough. So I just did a belt, and then I was like, oh, I can squish. So that was how that started. Then I don't know, not very exciting to me. I'm like, well, people wear corsets and they do it, but I've made people pass out because I cinch.
Well, it's because, we can shoot you. I'm going to pull up a picture so that way I can put it on the thing so people can actually see what we're talking about. Because I could have been smart and do this beforehand, but what fun is that?
Do I have any pictures up?
There's some, I know, because I found one that does from this past shoot that showed it does pretty well. So
or the infamous 2007 picture, which is what my stickers and stuff are modeled after. I'm actually in a book.
Okay.
And what's funny is it says that Sally the Cinch dresses like a belly dancer but doesn't actually dance. But that's half of my act, which is funny. And then someone else someone made a banner of my image and toured with it. And that's interesting because I'm the only one that does that act. And then I saw an image of of a waist with a belt on it that again is my act. So people keep seeing me and taking images of me, and that's an interesting thing. But yeah, I'm like, they must have seen me perform.
Yeah, I do have RA because it's one of those. It's I don't want to say it's niche, but it's one of those things I go, unless you've seen that sort of thing, you would not think to look for it. So the lovely Sequoia has actually she's shown me, she's sent me pictures. She's been practicing at times the belt, so she hasn't taken that to the stage. I don't know if the last time she did that. So now there's one official cincher with the belt that's me. Okay, I'm pulling a picture up. I did it from this last hootenanny that we were at, and it's one of the ones where you have the yellow belt and you pull. It's a really good one, so you pull really tight. So people get an idea of what it looks like on the channel. That's what she does. That's how small she can get. It's the yellow belt. Let me see if I can.
They're all the yellow belt.
That's true. It is. It's one more up front. It's not the one where you had it's not where you had the belt being pulled. It's that yellow belt. Yes. But it wasn't like it was being pulled. I thought about showcasing the one where the belt is being pulled out by your compatriot from Cheeky Monkey.
Oh yes. Oh, I have a photograph of
which is another great picture.
Ward holding a belt with me cinched, and a video of me cinching, and he goes, "That's wonderful."
Ward Hall, such a nice treasure. Just as an aside, because I'll chat about it again before the show ends. Next week for the G Spot. It's going to be earlier. Normally we're at 9 o'clock Central Time. We're going to be starting an hour earlier because we're going to be having Ward Hall's business partner, Chris Christ, is going to be on the show, and we're going to talk. He's going to talk stories. We're going to talk questions. It's probably our oldest. Him and AJ are probably run for the money as far as the oldest living legends for Sideshow going on right now.
I love Walt Hudson, Grandpa Walt. I don't know if you know him.
He's don't know Walt.
Area too. He did the talking thing too. He's an old school. He's such a sweetheart.
I'll track him down because it's. I don't know, the talking to Chris is just kind of out of the blue because he was on last week's chat and for the Hoot chat for those that are with it. He came on for a bit and then because he's living there in Florida, and like some of the other Sideshow performers, Luella Lynn got us in contact together about setting up a chat because he wants to tell stories and. He figured out because he's got nothing else to do. I think he gets the point where he's on board and I want to talk to people, and this is one way I can do it. So I'm happy to give him a conversation. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to raise some money for the Hootenanny. Because that's the plan. Is one way or another. Because we're doing everything we can to try to get stuff set up so we can hopefully knock on head.
Well, we're used to doing fundraisers anyway, but this will just have to be on the internet instead of in person.
Well, yeah, which is fine. I mean, in some respect, this is fine for that sort of stuff. But it's one of those. we want to make sure everybody's taken care of and stuff like that. And
I'm going to somehow show a photograph. This is from the Sideshow gathering of me and Walt Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Grandpa Walt.
It's a very nice picture, yeah.
He's so cute. I think he was in his 80s then. Oh, Walt, Coney Island, baby Hudson.
Okay.
He's so cute.
I'll see what I can do. I'm having a great time because I'm myself, and I guess yourself as well. We're more nightclub acts versus tent. Well, even though you do a tent, you're basically are a tent act sort of stuff you would see in tent stuff, but you're a nightclub performer. I'm a nightclub performer. That's how it works because that's, at least here in Texas, that is what opportunity is. Their tents don't come through here very often, so.
Yeah.
So
I know a lot of women. They're saying, a lot of women are talking their own acts, but because my act is so kind of old school in a way, it's better I prefer to have someone talk my act for me.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
But that's this huge thing. Like, I'd love to. It would just sound wrong in my mind if I would talk about myself. I can't imagine having to talk in the third person or a voiceover. So.
That's true. You can go
shout
that
out to
route.
all the ladies who do their own talking, but it's not how the Cinch works. But I've had a lady talk for me. Reggie did my talk once.
Also very nice.
Okay.
Reggie Bouganchet, good show friend. She was on the first couple episodes of The Devil's Hour, and just good person to see and chat with. In fact, I have her candle over there in my little Sideshow over my cabinet, my shelves of curiosity. Let's see, we got about 12 minutes left for the live show. Thank you so much. We'll just chat several people on the show, on the chat and stuff like that. Once again, my name is Geoff with the G. We're talking with Sally Cinch. We're talking a little bit of Sideshow. We're talking a little burlesque. We're talking about weird, crazy, goofy stuff. She's got some really cool cats.
I'll put my merch now.
Oh, let's talk your merch. Yes, you do have merch. That's the idea. Look at that! So that glittery pin, yeah. I saw, I have a sticker because you gave me one of those last year, and then you have the pin. Then, and when I didn't have any cash on me when you had the pin, you're all right, cool. And I get cash before I leave, I'll pick up a pin, and then we just didn't see each other again.
I'll see you again.
Oh, I know. I'll get a pin at some point. That's fine. I'll add it to my jacket. I do have a freak pin from the Cheeky Monkey stuff. I did get that.
I can go to the post office.
What?
I need to.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll get it figured out. Because, I can add it to my show jacket, which has all my friends' pins. Because when I actually perform, I wear the jacket that has all everybody's pins on it. So when I go and talk, I go, all right, I've got my friends with me on stage. Because it's
I had her on my show and him on my show.
Oh, no, I just go, or it's people I know. Or I've got a little World of Wonders pin. I've got I did buy a Rosie pin. I've yet to meet Rosie, but I do have a Rosie pin.
I want to meet Rosie.
I do too. That's probably the most next thing I probably end up doing is probably do Florida, just because I have a sister that lives in Florida, so it gives me an excuse.
And then just shoot up the coast and come see me.
Maybe that's a little farther up, and there's 3 stops before I can even go see it, because I know because Captain Maybell and Freeman and Fugate are both in Atlanta, so I got to stop and see them, and then I'll figure it out. I've got nothing but time, and I'm not traveling anywhere until I know that it's legit safe to walk around without masks are still encouraged, but we're at the stage where science-wise we're going, you're okay if you don't wear a mask. If you know you're sick, that's when you wear the mask. Kind of like in Asia, people wear masks in Asia because they're sick, and that's when they walk around and do stuff. You see people with masks on, it's because they are actually sick and they don't want to get other people sick. So
I like masks because I love fabric, and masks are awesome because that's just another piece of fabric, fancy fabric that I can wear. I'm like, ooh, sparkly spiders, ooh, skulls. I'm like,
it's another accessory. I get it.
I know. I can't wear lipstick when I'm wearing a mask, so I might as well just wear some fancy mask.
There you go. Or you just do the face, you just do a mask that looks like a face. You can do that route too.
That might be creepy.
Actually, I have one.
You have one? Oh.
I do. I'm gonna grab it.
Here, I will entertain everybody. We have a few minutes to ask me all sorts of questions through the chat.
That's true. There's people watching, but they're not being very active talking. So.
My home audience member here is off playing with my cats. Oh, there you go.
I'm a huge fan of the Joker, so it just made sense.
I would not be able to recognize you at all. I'd be like, who is this guy? Oh, look, I know the hat now.
Yeah, it's the hat. That's what it is. I mean,
this is how
somebody with a hat that's weird. That somebody has a hat that has weird sayings. Yeah, that's probably mine.
Oh, I didn't get lipstick on the inside of my mask. That's amazing. I made chocolate chip cookies earlier, and I got some chocolate on my mask.
Oh, well, that's a surprise. Later. That's a surprise for later. Yeah. Why does this mask smell so good? So you had stickers and pins. How can they get a hold of those?
Well, let's see. There's a Venmo thing. I don't even know what it is. At Sally the Cinch, or there's always sallythecinch@gmail.com to tell me what you want. That might be safer. I don't know. But this Venmo thing. I never used to. I'm so new at this stuff.
All right.
What is Venmo? My Venmo is at Sally the Cinch. And people often think Cinch starts with an S, but it doesn't. So, yeah. My stickers are like...
So at Sally the Cinch?
At Sally the Cinch, yeah. It's like $14 include for the mail and to mail pins and for that. And then the stickers are... Which are they? What's the mail? I don't even know what mail is. Like $3.50 because of mail and stamps and stuff. But if people don't remember, they can ask me, and I can tell them. So Sally the Cinch at Gmail or at Sally the Cinch for Venmo.
Well, what I have on there, I already have your Facebook, which is at Sally Cinch. They can probably DM you that way. And then I put the Venmo. I just typed in the Venmo so that way it's showing on the screen. So people want to get a pin or a sticker, you can Venmo that way because you can always leave notes that way, so you can leave address and stuff like that. And you said the pin is how much again?
It is $14, including shipping, because it's like heavy duty.
So it's $14 including shipping, and then how much? The sticker is how much?
$3.50, including the shipping.
So 14. So for $17, $18, you can get both. That's the easiest thing. So what you want to do is Venmo at Sally the Cinch, $18. Include your address, and she'll send you a super awesome, nice pin. Like it's got glittery and stuff like that. Like everybody's seen this in awe because of how pretty it is. And then you can also get a sticker as well. And I have the sticker, which I really enjoy. I put it on my old laptop, which I still have. I'm not getting rid of the laptop because it's full of really cool stickers, and I just can't. I don't use it anymore. But I just prop it up in my room and just has the sticker. You can see all this cool people and those stickers on them.
I don't know what to do with all my stickers and stuff. It's all in a box. I'm like, I need to do something that'll make it like last. But I'm like, oh, if I do a table, then when put them on the table, then I'm the mature adult with the sticker table. Like whatever, everyone can have a fun sticker table.
Well, that's what Scabs the Clown. That's what he did for him. That's what they took an old so pretty nice coffee table. And then they just littered the top with stickers, and they put like a clear primer on top of it to make sure it all sticks well and stays. And so it looks really nice. I for Christmas I got a gift of like a huge flask. It's like this big, and so I got all right, cool. It's a cool place where I can put stickers on now. So that's what I started doing. So I started adding as I've been getting stickers now. That's where I added to. So at the Hoot, I got the Mabs Menagerie sticker. So that's on there now, and I got the Hoot sticker, and then some bands I know that gave me some stuff. I put their stuff, and slowly but surely I'm adding in things. Stay in Sideshow that Alex Dahl had put it together a couple of months ago. I got one of those stickers that's on there, so it's a lot of fun.
All the stickers.
That's the idea. It's like a huge. I mean, the flask is like this big.
Yeah.
And so I went, that's gonna be fun. That'll be fun. It'll at least take me a while before I fill that up with the stickers I currently have. So
I have a vest, and I have not put any of my pins on it yet. So I just need to do it. Put all my friends' old bands from college. Like I have to put their pins on it too, and all those old patches.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, I know a lot of people are into patches. And like my thing, I go, I'm just too lazy to sew. So it's one of those. I don't do patches. I prefer pins because pins are also I can swatch it. All right, cool. I got a new jacket. I can just throw pins on it. Versus a patch. The patch is on the thing, and if I want to, I can't swap in and out as easy. We got a couple of minutes left. Do you have? So I know you're not doing anything. Like, do you have anything you want to, other than the pins and stickers? Do you have anything you want to plug?
Feed feral cats. No, no, I don't really. I'm sad. I got nothing. No, I'm so boring. I'm so boring.
No, you're perfectly fine. You get the real life job that takes up a lot of your time, and just with not live shows, and it's one of those things because no live shows are happening. That gives less impetus to try to do stuff. It's just still fine. But this year we can hopefully get you like some pins and stickers sold, and then we'll make sure I always like doing these shows because a lot of times it's because sometimes it's about making sure names are still remembered, so when things go live again, they go, oh yeah, and so that's why I like doing this sort of thing. So I go, just making sure people's names are still at the top of the foray, so when stuff goes live again, they go, oh yeah, I remember that name because I watched this dumb show on the internet.
That old lady.
You're younger than me. You're fine.
My stage time makes me an old lady.
Okay, for Sideshow time, true, but I did other stuff, so don't. That's so. Anyway,
but how long have you been doing this? And folks are like, I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm like,
well, I've been doing Sideshow for 2 years, but I've done other types of show stuff. So it's one of those. I still have history. It just my history is really weird. So that's fine. So whenever shows go live again, keep an eye out, especially in the DC area, at least for now. Sally Cinch and the Cheeky Monkey Sideshow will be doing stuff again at some point. For as far as going on for myself, on Monday, Scabs the Clown and I do a show called Gaffing the Truth, where we talk weird conspiracies and all weirdness. Very X-Files-y sort of conversation, stuff like that. We've talked about aliens. We've talked about the JFK assassination. On Monday, we're going to be talking about all the 5G rumors and stuff like that, because we figured that'd be fun. Because it's current, 5G. There's some crazy stuff going around about 5G, so that's why we figured it'd be fun to talk about.
And anything talking is going to be extra fun.
Yeah. Then on Wednesday, for the Devil's Hour, I've got a great band here from Austin called Moving Panoramas, which is really great. I've got Confetti Eddie, who's an amazing magician from out of the Dallas area. I've got Sleep Mask, which is a really cool band out of LA, Los Angeles. I know the guitarists and stuff like that, and so they're really kind of gothy, sort of.
I was gonna say, what's the genre? I like gothy.
Yeah, Sleep Mask. You dig? Yeah, I think you would dig Sleep Mask.
And then, a little bit goth. No.
And then I've got a really cool drag artist from here, Austin, called Bohemian Rhapsody, who's really funny and a lot of fun stuff, and so there's going to be good stuff from them too. That's that. And then, as I already stated, next Saturday, hour earlier, Chris Christ, who's like, it's a living legend when it comes to Sideshow stuff. So we're going to talk about all the old cool stories and stuff like that, about all the old stuff. Scabs, finally jumps on. That's great. Awesome. I'm about to jump off, Scabs, but if you want.
He doesn't care about me. He doesn't.
But that's what. Everybody knows my socials and stuff like that. We're going to get off here, but me and Sally are still going to hang out and chat about stuff. Anybody wants to join me, you know how to find me. You can either DM me through the Facebook, or if you have my text, I'll send you the link for the chat for Zoom. Otherwise, everybody cool, be safe, be cool, be groovy, and have fun, everybody.